Yo, it's your boy, Big Mike Raider, and we're trucking along with this 30 days, 30 prospects. Well, we're at day 5, where today we're covering defensive tackle Byron Murphy II from the University of Texas. We're going to get into it. We're going to do a film breakdown today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about his strengths and weaknesses, and we're going to go into the PFF grades for 2023, 2022, and 2021 for Byron Murphy II. Let's get into it.
Have they ever seen another like me living giant type step in your house above my head on your ceiling? Climbed out of the bottomless pit to let the truth slip and slide off my tongue and swine dive off my lips. No longer holding on, I'm tired of applying the grip. Forget the fancy shiny rappers, I'm supplying the gifts. I feel it's only right to tell you that I'm going in.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Mike Raider, writer and contributor for Planet Raiders. Thanks for being here. Before we get started, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Byron Murphy II. We're talking about him, a strong defensive tackle, a guy who has a great first move, explosive first step. Club and rip is impeccable. His swim move is impeccable. And the fact that he's 6'1", almost 300 pounds is amazing to me. The fact that, he's holding his ground at in the 3 technique, 2-eye. He can also play at the 0. This dude is as strong as an ox. Like, Byron Murphy is a special prospect. Now, I was reading about him a little bit, and I've seen that people have been making the comparison with Byron Murphy and guys like Aaron Donald, guys like, Kalijah Cansey from last year, even a Jalen Carter, as far as motor and just, strength and ability and explosiveness coming from the D tackle position, he's been compared to. This will be a good pick for the Raiders at number 13 if they stand pat at 13. The defense is already looking good. The defense looks pretty good. If we add another defensive tackle, what we have already, especially a young guy that can get after the ball as far as the pass rush goes and getting after the quarterback, this could be something special to team up with, a Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby and the rest of the crew. So we will see. This has to be something that we have to consider at 13 if we are really talking about, building this defense and putting it in that elite company. Now I know there's other needs, particularly offensive tackle, guard, but if what it looks like Antonio Pierce is really focusing in on is the defense. If that is the case, then maybe another defensive tackle would be just what he ordered, just exactly what his philosophy is, and kind of staying course to what that philosophy he's trying to establish. And this starts with the front defensive line. So like I said, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit about Byron Murphy. I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time. We're going to be doing a quick film breakdown, one take, impromptu film breakdown. Very little, kind of behind the scenes, kind of give you guys a little bit behind the scenes. Very little editing. I'm not the greatest with editing. I cut things when it needs to be cut, but I don't do anything else, right? This one's going to be an impromptu, as I see it, quick reaction, film breakdown, just a couple of plays I want to share with you guys and things that really stuck out to me. But before we do, I do want to talk about his PFF grades, and I do want to give a little bit of input to my article that you can find on planetraiders.com, guys. Make sure you guys support Planet Raiders. The full article of Byron Murphy II is going to be there. I'm going to kind of in real time break down a little bit of his strengths and weaknesses that I have that I've written on the article, and right after that, PFF grades, and then we're going to get into that impromptu reaction and film breakdown. So, guys, strengths, right? Explosive first step, like I said. lightning quick first step off the line of scrimmage, allowing him to gain an advantage over opposing offensive linemen. Another attribute sets him above the rest in this class at his position is versatility. This guy can play at the 2-eye position, which is the inside shade of the guard. He can also play the 3 technique. He can also play the 1 technique. He can go head on with the center at the 0 technique. There are times where he can also play at the 5 and play defensive end. This guy's very versatile, gets after the quarterback. Very, very special as far as getting after the quarterback. Last year, he had 6 sacks, 40 total pressures, 13 tackles. The year before that, he had 19 total pressures and 1 sack and 22 tackles. This is a guy that gets after the quarterback. That's his moment. That's his MO. That's what he wants to do. Former 3-star athlete coming from going to Texas, highly recruited as a 3-star athlete. And I've already said this. I've said this a few times. Those 3-star athletes are special. Those are guys that are still grinding it out to prove that they are better than what they're rated. You know, sometimes a 3-star athlete is put at a 3-star is because their ability is great and they don't have the size and that prototypical size that you would want from a defensive tackle or any position. And I think that's the case for Byron Murphy, the second. He is, like I said, he's 6'1", about 300 pounds, but he plays like his hair is on fire. And being a 3-star athlete, he has grinded over the years. He's coming out at his junior year. He started playing as a true freshman at the University of Texas. So that tells you right now that this guy had a special pedigree from day one. And, you know, his stature didn't slow him down at the position. So some more of his strengths that I do want to talk about is his knack for quickly and instinctually reading and reacting to plays. He shows a high football IQ. He demonstrates excellent situational awareness, allowing him to anticipate the movements of opposing offenses and making timely plays. So great hands as well. He gets his hands on you before, vice versa. Club and rip is spectacular. Swim move is spectacular. Powerful guy, really strong. Now let's talk about some of the weaknesses of Byron Murphy. Now Byron Murphy, he has shown kind of a concern as far as a motor, and that could be a problem down in the later stages of the season where players, especially rookies, they get a little bit fatigued from the season, because they're used to be playing till like November, and then they get a couple of weeks off before the bowl game. But we're talking about nonstop, week after week grind, and going into this December. Will he still have that motivation to bring that level of energy that teams will be used to him, seeing in him? So that's a concern. His pad level sometimes gets a little bit high, and that's very concerning for somebody who's 6'1". And that may be attributed to he doesn't necessarily have to have a low pad level because he's already going to be a few inches shorter than whoever he's going head up with. So maybe he hasn't necessarily had to worry about pad level. But in the NFL, once you get to that higher stage, your technique and your fundamentals got to be a little bit higher than it was in college. So I hope to see him kind of tool that up, work on pad level, and be more cognizant of being the lower man. Also, sometimes he doesn't commit to stopping the run and setting the edge as much as you would like. He's particularly a pass rusher. Some people would say that he's possibly one-dimensional as far as that goes, but there are some plays that I've seen from him stopping the run, getting there faster than the offensive lineman, and reading a possible run, particularly when the guard pulls on counter plays. So all in all, this guy is a special athlete, and I think the Raiders should really think about picking him up at number 13 if things don't work out with either moving up or moving back and getting the quarterback and locating the quarterback. If they can't do either one, Byron Murphy is one of those options that they should actually take a look at. So that is a little bit of the article that I'm sharing with you. Next, guys, let's jump into the PFF grades. PFF grade in 2021, freshman year, overall grade 73.3 in 12 games played, 298 snaps defensively, and had 2 sacks in pretty much limited time. So he's shown from the beginning that he was special. He would come in there and make plays. And one thing I did notice about him on some of the film that I was watching is that he really commits to the run a lot more and commits to stopping in those short distances when you need to. So, despite what they say about his weaknesses, around the league, or the scouts are saying, I've seen him dig in a little bit harder when it comes to 4th and short or 3rd and short or even goal line situations. So that's another thing to keep an eye on for him. Now in 2022, overall grade 82.7 in 13 games played, 392 defensive snaps. He had 1 sack, 2 hits, and 17 hurries. So he was really, you could see that level of elite pass rushing. He's starting to formulate that in his sophomore year. Now in 2023, as a junior, a true junior, overall grade 91.1, spectacular, almost off the charts, right? In 14 games played, 438 defensive snaps. He had 6 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, 36 quarterback hurries. This guy was a quarterback's nightmare. He was a pass rushing machine, and he's progressed over the years. Now, let's talk about his 2023 comparables to kind of get into detail of what he was doing. Pass rush grade, 91.5, elite level, right? Run defense grade, 80.5. So that kind of goes against a little bit of what they said about him committing to the run and stopping that run. So solid grades at stopping the run, setting the edge, and doing that. So true pass rush grade, 91.9. So dude's getting after it. When it's time for him to eat, he's bringing a fork and a spoon. Pass rush win rate, 19.6%. That's not bad. Now, run stop rate, 9.5%, which is pretty good as well. All those numbers in comparison to other defensive linemen with 300-plus snaps is on the higher end. So Byron Murphy is showing that he can do a little bit of both, but his stature and his pad level might be an issue in the NFL in that next level. So stay tuned for that one. But guys, let's jump into some film breakdown. I'm going to do an impromptu film breakdown and kind of give you what I'm looking for and what I'm looking at with Byron Murphy II. Let me jump into this. Let me pull up the video. It's just a couple of plays, and we'll get it going, man. We'll get it going. So you see right here, you're going to be looking at number 90. He is in a 2-eye or even a 1 technique. Depends on how you see it. So he's in that A gap. He's on the inside shade of the right guard on our left-hand side if you're looking straight ahead, but the right guard, number 71 for Alabama, he is number 90, guys, number 90. That's what we're looking at. He's on, if you're looking at the screen, he's on the left-hand side in between that guard and center, 2-eye technique, possibly a 1, depends on how you see it. But let's see a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit, and then I'm going to stop it at a point, and then I'm going to show you kind of my reaction, right? Let that thing play out. First step, right? That's the first step that we see right there. He gives a little hesitation. Looks like he's going to fake to the B gap, but then he gives you that club and rip that I'm talking about right there. You can see that he already has his hands on the shoulder, on that left shoulder of number 71. Pad level is a little bit high. We were talking about that, but you'll see a little bit that he does get the best of number 71 on this one. So uses his speed. And I don't know if you guys saw that right there. he uses his hands to kind of do like an Olay action to where he's kind of doing a, he's shedding that blocker off of him. And his power shows right here because he pretty much threw number 71 to the ground, almost getting to the quarterback. So spectacular first explosive move. He's faking that to the B gap, and then he does the club and rip on his left shoulder, and then he has his hands on him, and then he uses that left hand to kind of shed the blocker at the same time, throwing him to the ground. And that's attributed to his strength that he showed right there. So excellent play, excellent rep right there for number 90, getting the best of number 71 on that play. And there go, we let that ride out. So right there, second play, you see the automatic right there, his first move right there. He was head up on the center right there. He goes to that A gap on, if you're looking at it, he's going to the left side right there on the A gap, but he's going to between the center and the right guard. First move you see is that he's doing a rip. He didn't do the club on that one. He just used his rip on this one. So let's see what he does here. And he still commits to the rip, I believe, on this play. There you go. And now he has that center not in a good position right there. He used his speed, he used the rip and committed to the rip. And I don't know if you guys know, but when you commit to the rip, you're doing a rip and you're still holding that arm up to kind of, for one, still kind of gain that leverage, that positioning to get that, blocker kind of turning his shoulder. But the secondary thing that you want to do is also draw a holding penalty. So if the center wants to stay honest, he's not going to hold, which it looks like he possibly could get called if he has his right hand, his left hand, on that outer shoulder, on the back of his shoulder pads. He could be called for a holding on that. I don't know what was the outcome for this one, but Byron Murphy takes advantage of that center and really exaggerates that rip and gets past that offensive lineman, that center for Alabama. And we'll see how it rides out right here. And you see, he forces number 4 to scramble out to the left, and now he's chasing the man down. He doesn't catch him, but he causes that play to be an incomplete pass where he had to roll out and just kind of dump the ball away. So next play right here, we'll let this ride out. I believe that Byron Murphy is head up on number 58, the center in this case, and you'll see exactly what he does right here. So, yeah, number 90 is head up on the center in a zero technique right here. And that attributes, once again, to his versatility. You saw him in a 2-eye. We saw him head up. He can play anywhere in the interior, and he also has the motor to play in a 5 technique and outmaneuver that right or left tackle using good bend and speed and explosiveness. But in this case, he's in a zero technique on number 58. We'll let this thing ride out, and I'll stop him when I have to. Right here. So, woo! Oh, man. Oh, so he gave him a little hezzy step, right? Okay, which way am I going? Which A gap am I going to go to, the left or right? He commits to our left, his right. And look at the position of number 56, the center for Alabama. He is not in a good position, and he gave him an excellent club right there. And that just shows you the level of strength that Byron Murphy possesses on this one. It's impeccable. He clubs him to the ground on this one, and you'll see that number 56 has to make an executive decision, and he goes after his legs, and he can get called for tripping or holding on that one. His buddy number 62 to the left of him has to help him out, but even still, as he's not in a good position to make that play anymore because 62 kind of brings him to the ground. You can see that effort is still there as well. So as you can see, he causes number 4 to roll out to the right, just that pressure alone. And that's an excellent effort from number 90 from Byron Murphy. So he causes that play to not be successful. So here's Byron Murphy, the second, being recognizing what is happening right here. He sees already that the guard, you can see it right here, that the guard on his we're looking at it left, but that right guard, he's in a 2 technique on our left hand side, but he's on that right guard, guys. You can already see that that guard is committed to pulling. So what he's going to do right here is he sees that he's pulling, and he's going to follow that guard, so to speak, to make the play. And at some point, he's going to be like, okay, I am now a linebacker-ish type of guy, to where I'm reading the backfield and filling the gap. And that just attributes to the level of speed and football IQ that he does have. So I'll let this ride out. You can already see that the right guard is already committing to a pull, and in that case, the center, his assignment is to block down on number 90, but his level of IQ doesn't let that happen. You'll see it right here. I'm gonna let it ride out. So he already sees that guard trying to pull. He pulls to the left. Number 90 already sees it, so he's not letting that center, let him wash him down. He already seeing that, and he's pretty much following wherever that guard's going, because that's where the ball's going in a counter action. And by the way, he absolutely abused this center for this. The couple of plays I did see, he abused the center completely. The center is in a bad position. He pretty much gives him the Olay. It's amazing to watch Byron Murphy, right? So it's going to be a counter. He's going to give the ball to the running back, and you can see what number 90 does. Number 90, Byron Murphy II, he's going to now act as a linebacker-ish type of in a linebacker's type of role, in terms of, hey, now I'm kind of not necessarily in the backfield, but now I'm scanning the running back and scanning where he's going to go, and I'm going to fill the gap accordingly. So I'm going to let it ride out. Right there, you see a quick swim move. Center whiffs. He's on the floor on his knees, and then you see him kind of reading where that running back wants to go, and he fills the gap. You can see that I believe it's that left guard. He has a seal, and then you have that tackle right there with a seal as well. So that running back makes a decision to go through that lane. But number 90, being, as smart as he is and having that football IQ, fills that gap appropriately and ends up making the play right there. So perfect play for number 90. Great football IQ. This one is not necessarily a play that I can kind of break down. This is just to show you what kind of power this guy does. Now, this is a traditional bull rush against Iowa State. As you can see, he's center of the screen right there, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, the bull rush and just the strength that he possesses right here. I'm going to let it ride out. Right there. You see that? He's got this man on skates, man, and look at the separation. The offensive lineman doesn't really have the advantage here. He's on skates, and as you know, even though Byron Murphy II is only 6'6'1", he has the clear advantage right here as far as extension and not letting him get his hands on him. So I'm gonna let it ride out some more. You can see that, and yeah, he wins that battle right there. I just wanted to show you just a quick clip of that one. So here's another example. I believe, if I'm not wrong, like I told you, this is in real time. I did take a look at this, but I think this is where Byron Murphy commits to stopping the run. Once again, guys, he's in a 2 technique, or even he's 2 head on, or even a 2 eye. Inside shade of that right tackle. So, right guard, of that right guard against Baylor. So he's on the right side of the screen. He's in that 2 eye on the Baylor guard right there. I believe it's number 74, that guard on the right-hand side. So let's let it ride out. Let's see. So what you see right here is zone blocking from Baylor. they're doing a zone left, and it's kind of a like a handoff to the running back, and there's not necessarily a lane that is going to be established until later. So it takes a lot of patience from this running back to make a play and make sure he's carefully reading those blocks. From the perspective of the defense, what you want to do is not let the guy in front of you wash you down the line. And in this case, you can already see that Byron Murphy has that step on number 74. You can see he's almost reaching, right? And in some cases, number 74, what he can do is kind of just ride it out and just kind of wash him down as best he can. But you can see that it would take for the running back to kind of stop where he's going and go backside and try to make a play that way. But instead, what ends up happening, Byron Murphy gets a couple of steps ahead of him and sheds the guard, and now he's right in the perfect position to make a play. So there you go right there. Makes the play. Perfect play from number 90. So this is on the goal line right here. This is exactly what I was talking about. Really digging in when it comes to goal line stopping and stifling an offense and preventing them from making a play and scoring a touchdown. In this case, he is head up on number 55 for Kansas State, the center. You can see right there, they've already established contact. I'm gonna let this thing ride out, and you can see he's got him on skates. It's a slow grind right there. Now, he didn't have him on skates completely like the guy against Iowa State, but he's slowly gaining ground and closing in on that quarterback and collapsing that pocket individually. I mean, because everybody seems to be winning in their assignments for Kansas State. You can see that there's three linemen with a man. The three men aren't really, doing anything. But Byron Murphy has this guy pushed about 3 yards back from the original line of scrimmage and to the point where that guard is looking to help a guy out. Problem is that quarterback is right behind the center, and now he's forced to make a decision. And we'll let that ride out. And now he's holding right there, and now number 18, has to throw a ball away because of the containment from that defensive end. And that was all started from Byron Murphy and his pass rush in the interior. Excellent play. Excellent play. Let's see the next one. So right there, we'll let this one ride out. Just motor, right? That's motor and effort right there. He gets put to the ground, but you can see that he's still not giving up on the play, right? He's getting back up, and now he's there to make the play. Excellent play right there. That's effort, and that's motor right there. You can't teach that. To me personally, I don't see what they were talking about as far as motor and being motivated to keep on going. He was put to the ground, and he kept going, and he made that play despite being put to the ground. So, guys, that's the film breakdown. I got a few plays from Byron Murphy. Definitely went long-winded on this one. It's going to be a longer episode, but I want to give you in context what to expect from Byron Murphy. This might be somebody that we have to consider picking number 13 if we stand pat, whether we move forward or whether we don't move forward or move back. Byron Murphy has to be somebody that we consider to add to that defensive line. And if we do so, that can put them in an elite class in this league if he brings that same kind of effort as he did at the University of Texas. Now, guys, tell me what you think about it. I want to hear what you think about getting Byron Murphy at number 13. Is that something that you will look at? Is that something to consider if we can't move up in the draft or move back to locate the quarterback? Let me know. I want to hear what you guys think about it. But with that, I'm Big Mike Raider, writer and contributor for Planet Raiders, and that is day 5 of the 30 Days, 30 Prospects, where we covered Byron Murphy II. Thanks. You guys have a good one.
Have they ever seen another like me? Living giant type, step in your house and burn my head on your ceiling. Climbed out of the bottomless pit to let the truth slip and slide off my tongue and swine dive off my lips. No longer holding on, I'm tired of applying the grip. Forget the fancy shiny rappers, I'm